Tarra spent most of her life on the road. For over 20 years, she was a circus elephant, trained to perform, parade, and please crowds. Her days were filled with noise, movement, and captivity. But in her later years, that chapter ended. She was retired to a peaceful place called the Elephant Sanctuary in Hohenwald, Tennessee. It was built as a safe haven for elephants like her, a quiet expanse of forest and fields where they could roam freely and rediscover life beyond performance. And that's where she met Bella. Bella was the complete opposite of Tarra, tiny, scruffy, energetic. A stray dog with no pedigree and no grand history. Just a bold little heart and a curious spirit. No one introduced them. There were no handlers involved. They simply found each other, as if drawn by something invisible. From that moment on, they were inseparable. Tarra and Bella spent their days walking side by side through the sanctuary. Wherever Tarra went, Bella followed, fearless despite the massive size difference. They would rest together under trees, play near the pond, and often be found napping in the tall grass, with Bella curled up beside one of Tarra's massive feet. It wasn't a passing phase. It wasn't just curiosity. It was a true friendship, simple, pure, and fiercely loyal. Then, one winter, Bella suffered a serious back injury. She was confined to the sanctuary's office building to recover, and for weeks, she couldn't go outside. Tarra wasn't allowed inside, but that didn't stop her. Every day, without fail, she walked to the building and stood quietly outside Bella's window. She didn't trumpet. She didn't wander. She just waited. 3 weeks passed like that, Tarra outside in the cold, Bella inside healing. It was as if nothing else in the world mattered to her. Not food, not other elephants. Only Bella. When Bella finally recovered, the two were reunited. Staff said it was one of the most emotional sights they'd ever seen at the sanctuary. You'd think they'd been apart for years. They were just two animals, but what they shared was something deeply human. Some said it was soulmates. Others simply called it love. But the world has a cruel way of stealing beauty when it's least expected. One day, Bella wandered off into the nearby woods. She never came back. Sanctuary staff searched frantically. They found signs that Bella had been attacked, likely by coyotes. But what they discovered next shocked them more than anything. Bella's body wasn't left in the woods. It had been carried all the way back to the barn. By Tarra. Using her trunk, the gentle elephant had retrieved her friend's body and brought her home, perhaps hoping someone could save her, or maybe just refusing to let her best friend die alone out there in the dark. No one told Tarra what had happened. She didn't need to be told. She knew, and she grieved. She stopped eating. She stopped exploring. She stood silently near Bella's old spots, resting her trunk on the dog's favorite blanket. Some days, she wouldn't move at all. Her eyes looked hollow, her spirit visibly shaken. The staff, people who had worked with animals for decades, said they had never seen grief like this in a non-human. Even after time passed, Tarra's routines didn't return to normal. Every evening, she still walked to the places they used to visit together. She still paused at the edge of the woods. She still listened for sounds that would never come again. She never found another companion like Bella. And maybe she didn't want to. Their bond wasn't just rare, it was real. It didn't care about species, or size, or language. It was friendship in its purest form. We often look to animals for entertainment, or for service, or as possessions. But every now and then, a story like this reminds us they are capable of something deeper, of choosing each other, of loyalty so powerful it outlives death, and of love as true as any human has ever known. In the quiet corners of the sanctuary, under the fading light of evening, an elephant once stood still, listening, waiting, mourning. Not for another elephant, but for a dog, her best friend, her family, and maybe, just maybe, her forever heart.